Hi friends, welcome back to Frosty Eye Candy. So I'm going to jump straight in and show you the dried results. I haven't resined it yet, I haven't got around to it yet, but here are the dried results. And as you can see, she dried pretty darn nicely. And I mean, wow, just look at the golden peach there in the background. I mean, you see the beautiful, lovely peachy colour it is here. Kind of blushy pink. But then, wow, when we get the light on it, pow, she turns golden with a huge punch. So how did I get to this puppy? Well, let me run through some colours with you. First off, we're going to put down, as I already said, one of my beautiful favourites. This is Golden Peach by TLP. You can see it's this lovely kind of pinky colour with this fantastic gold flash to it. And this is what we put down first, and then I'm going to use my tool to kind of do a circular swipe outwards so we get the TLP as a background on top of our white pillow. So the next colour we're putting down, this is a bit of a TLP lineup this time. The next TLP we're putting down, it's this fantastic colour called Sapphire. It's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful royal blue with a gorgeous shimmer to it. It really is a fantastic, fantastic pigment. So this is going down there first. The first stripe is this. And then we're going to put down some of Twinkle, of course, Twinkle, the Simon's Frosty's ultimate favourite, really, I guess. It's a duo interference colour. One way it looks blue and one way it looks magenta. Not magenta, it looks violet. And then the next colour we're putting down, it's another favourite of ours. They're all favourites, let's be honest, right? It's the Liquitex, and this is the acrylic gouache. And I know Bridget loves that word, gouache. I was told that's how to pronounce it, and I'm not sure if it's funny because it's wrong or it's funny because I'm pronouncing it. I don't know, but this is going down next, okay? And then that's it really, just the four colours, or the three colours going down in a stripe. The two cell activators we're going to use in this one is the Amsterdam Titanium White, and then the Amsterdam Prussian Blue. But that's enough of me chitty chat, chatting. We're going to get the camera pointing down and we're going to start painting. Okay then friends, so the first thing I should say is this is a 10-inch round, and I've put down around about 4 to 6 ounces of white pillow paint, and my pillow paint is Glidden Premium in white satin. So as I mentioned, the first colour we're putting down here, this is the fabulous Golden Peach by TLP. It's an absolutely beautiful, dusty peachy colour, and gives us a fantastic flash of gold when we get the piece at 45 degrees to the light, as it has some fantastic mica in it. So you must just bear with me while I'm scraping the last out. I hate ever wasting my pigments, and as I've said, I wanted to make sure this kind of covers the whole background. So best to use slightly a little bit more, or everything that you've got, rather than not enough. So there we go, that's the Golden Peach gone down. And I'm going to get my, what they call a petal tool. You're going to see the shape of it. It resembles the shape of a petal, obviously. And this is the best tool I've found for doing these circular swipes and trying to get a colour as a background over your pillow. So please don't giggle or laugh too much. It's one of the first times that I've tried this in a while, let's say at least. But here we go, we've got a lovely spiral Golden Peach background to our swipe. And while we're just admiring that, I'd love to tell you about our Facebook group, Acrylic Pouring for Beginners. Please come and join us along. We've got all fantastic artists there just waiting to help, and it's a hell of a good time and a good fun right there. So we're just getting the canvas ready for the first colour that we're going to put down, or the second technical colour, I guess, that we're going to put down. And this is the TLP Sapphire. It's a gorgeous metallic royal blue, and just a fantastic colour and an awesome contrast to our Golden Peach that's in the background right there. So the next colour we're going to put down, friends, it's the TLP Twinkle, one of my favourite all-time interference pigments. It's an interference blue, and violet. And just being quite generous with it because I love its effect. The flash of blue and violet are just so beautiful, and especially when we've got the same flash of gold from the golden peach in the background, this should make for a pretty good piece. So the next colour we're putting down is another high use colour, one of my favourites as a tube paint, especially good for a cell activator to sit on. This is the Liquitex gouache and the fluorescent opera pink. Just such a great contrast to the sapphire below it. And just adding a little bit more. I just can't help myself, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that. Oh, and even more, there we go. Of course, yes, we're putting the lines down for the Frosty mods. So if you've not heard what Frosty mods are or anything like that, I don't lay claim to it. Most of these things have been done before, but I haven't actually seen anybody on the YouTube and the internet that adds extra lines of the colours outside of our swipe area just for modification purposes only. I've not seen it anywhere, and none of my friends and the admins that run acrylic pouring for beginners. So we're calling them Frosty mods, Frosty Modifications. So that was just a couple of extra lines of the opera pink gouache, and now I'm just adding a couple of extra lines of the sapphire from TLP. And as you can see again, the sapphire on the background of the golden peach is such a striking contrast. So here we go, this is the palette knife we're using. I'm just going to put some cell activator on it. And this one we're using the Sheleeart recipe. If you'd like to know what Sheleeart is, please visit the web address on the bottom of the screen. And I also have a 15% off discount code that I shall put up on the screen right now. So as I said, I'm just putting some cell activator on the swiping tool, and the two cell activators are Amsterdam Titanium White and Amsterdam Permanent Blue Violet. No, sorry, my apologies, it's Prussian Blue. But I don't like to put too much cell activator on my swiping tool. Just put a couple of dabs and then spread them around on the end of it. And before we go in for the swipe, I'll show you. But the piece is looking quite good right now. The composition isn't too bad, and when we swipe, we want to make sure that obviously we're going to disturb the extra modification lines a little bit, but we want to make sure we don't disturb them too much, because it's best if we try and leave some of them intact for some good modification. But there you go, my friends, there's the two cell activators. Just deciding which way to actually do it, and in we go. And so we've got a double time speed video now, so we can watch the cells pop up there through the cell activators as they sync. But it's looking pretty good, we've got a good reaction. Just going to take the straw to a couple of little areas, break the cell activator up and help it sync a little bit more. But I was going for a minimal swipe and with minimal colours and obviously the minimal modifications, but with Frosty mods they're anything but minimal really. So just moving the whole piece over so it's sitting nicely in the middle. And we're going to go in for some modifications. So kind of spy an area of the cells you want to modify, you go in and loop them. And when we're dealing with a rather thin swipe like this, you don't want to go too far into the actual swipe, because we'd like to leave a line of unbroken cells through the middle. And here I am just deciding where to start and how to start the Frosty mods. But there you go. It's a real just easy backwards and forwards motion, and then follow the line of the swipe just to add some extra movement. But that side didn't look too bad, and here we go for the other side. So again, just ringing a bunch of cells, seeing where we want the swipe to go and add movement to the swipe. And if we're stopping halfway through, make sure to lift your toothpick straight up and clean it before we start again and carry on the modification through. So here we go, we've got the last extra lines to modify. And in I go. It's just an easy motion of your hand, backwards and forwards, like cursive handwriting. And there we go. Looking pretty good. But as we all know, the proof of the pudding is what is it going to look like when we've finished spinning it. As I say, I'm not too sure. But just moving the whole piece over a little bit so we get it nicely in the middle and we get an even spin. And in we go for the first spin. Leaving it in real time, friends, because for those that are watching for the first time or those that don't know, I find it much easier to learn when I'm looking at something left in real time and we can see how long and how fast I span for. But there we go. Looks pretty good just after the one spin. We've got some good growth of the piece and the design over the canvas. You have some intact cells through the middle of the swipe. So that's looking good. In we go for the anti-clockwise spin. Again, leaving it in real time so you guys can see how long and how fast I spin for. But wow, excellent. The golden peach has grown nicely with the rest of the piece, so it's almost covering the whole background. And it looks like it missed it just on one edge, but it's really just the fade of the colour. And look at those gorgeous cells over the edge. I love it. So excellent. There we go, my friends. Here's the close-up. Please like, share and subscribe. If you like what you see here, please visit my Facebook store. And as always, happy pouring.